A meeting is a status arena. Members converge to check on the many things that concern their business development. Once issues are resolved, it would be easier for any organization or group to proceed with plans. So meetings are like the status arenas of the workplace. It's where members come to discuss important matters related to their business or organization. Minutes of the meeting. Minutes are written or recorded documentation used to inform attendees and non-attendees about what happened or what was discussed during a meeting. So, to ensure that everyone is on the same page, we use something called minutes. So these are written or recorded documents that capture what was discussed and what happened during the meeting, and they help inform attendees, those who couldn't make it to the meeting. Now let's address some couple key questions. Who is the note taker? So it's someone responsible for writing down the important details or important points during the meeting. So what does a minute taker need? They need good note-taking skills, attention to detail, and ability to summarize information effectively.
Here are the 7 elements of meeting minutes. First is heading. This includes the name of the organization or committee, the types of meeting, and the date, time, and location of the meeting. The second elements of meeting minutes is the attendees. These sections provides the names, titles, or roles of those who attended the meeting. Third one is the approval of previous meeting minutes. This is typically an item placed at the beginning of an agenda. When it's time for the approve the minutes agenda item, there's no need to read the minutes as long as they have been distributed ahead of time. Next one is the action items. Action items are the tasks assigned to participants after the meeting has concluded. The items from the overall action plan born from the project goal and help provide direction to each employee regarding the next step. The fifth one is announcements. So announcements are general updates for all the meeting and can be unrelated to the specific topic. Next, meeting details. So if you're taking formal meetings minutes, it's important to include when the next meeting is with regard to this project or topics of discussions. This gives meeting attendees a general timeline of how long they have to complete the responsibilities that have been assigned. And the last elements of meeting minutes is the signed off signature. The minutes of proceeding as a meeting must be signed off either by the person presiding at a meeting or by the person presiding at the next meeting. In addition to recording the time the meeting adjourns, the person who recorded the minutes should sign them, the words submitted by and followed by the signature.
So for today, I will be discussing the strategies for effective meetings. Strategies for effective meeting must be considered to have maximized time, productivity, engagement, communication clarity, conflict resolution, and accountability. So why is it important for a meeting to maximize time? Maximizing the time, that means that you already set a goal for the agenda of the meeting and you already have set up all of the important points that you will be discussing in a meeting. Because if you don't have this, it will look like that the meeting has no purpose since you don't have any agenda if where the meeting will go. So for what it was be set the standards and outcome of the plan. So the second is for the productivity. Productivity means meeting is one that starts promptly, stays focused, conveying information effectively, and involves a few people as possible. So why is it only a few people? So that are the questions of the many. So as you would encounter on a business meeting, The people that are only involved are only few, and those are the people that has a high position in a company, because they are the people that was trusted to convey the information from the meeting to their subordinates, and for their subordinates to perform what the meeting is planning or aiming for. And the more effective you can run these meetings, especially in a remote or hybrid environment, the more value your company will derive from them. So the next one would be is engagement. So what is engagement? Engagement can be as simple as encouraging everyone to share their thoughts, opinions, and perspective on a project or in a particular meeting agenda. This active participation will foster a sense of ownership, leading to more productivity discussion. So with this engagement, this is the time that the one who also sets the agenda, or the one who's also leading the meeting, will be asking various of questions, and that is where those people who is a part of the meeting will be sharing all of their opinion and how the way they will proceed for the plan to make it more effective. So for the fourth one would be a communication clarity. So why is it important for communication clarity, by the way? So of course, it's very sabottable. Communication, you need to have a communication clarity for those people to understand what is the purpose or the agenda of your meeting. For them to understand the way how should it works. And this is where we need to use, if we will be using a formal language, yes, it is a formal language, but this is where it you should establish what kind of approach you need to use, since you will be in front of all of those professionals, because of course it is a business meeting where the higher position persons are the one who is involved in that specific meeting. So clarity is important in communication for several reasons. First, it allows the message to be understood by the person receiving it. If the message is not clear, that person may interpret which leads to misunderstanding. So this is what I mean, guys. So you need to have a communication clarity for your agenda or for the purpose of the meeting to be conveyed properly, so that they will not going to misunderstood what are you trying to say or to imply. The second is that clarity prevents misunderstanding and conflict, of course. So the fifth one is the conflict resolution and accountability. So this is important because you must know how to overcome each problems and conflicts may come on the specific game plan or that you're planning for the meeting or the agenda that you're planning for. And everyone must be responsible and accountable for their roles, as they are the leaders and the models of the specific organization. So as I mentioned earlier, it only involves few person, but those person are the higher ups who's being trusted to be the one who will be conveying all of their all of what was in the meeting or the agenda, the topic that they tackle about, to be conveyed to their subordinates. So that their subordinates will be the one who will be performing the action plan that the agenda is planning to do for. So that's how strategies of a meeting is very important. So we must also apply it to ourselves. Because these strategies are not just specifically for a meeting. Yes, it can be applied for a meeting, but it can also be applied in ourselves. It's not just for a business meeting.
Communication via computer mean it is known that fact that the most of us rely more on computer-mediated communication than that of the traditional way of transmitting information, the most widely used medium of electronic mail or email. We know people nowadays are using smartphones that can easily access communication, and also people use many platforms that can communicate with each other. For example, Messenger, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any social media that can communicate. But most of it, email was useful when it comes to work because of the easiest way to make an appointment to other, and also has a drawbacks like information overload and miscommunication. Organization often use other tools alongside email for effective communication. Problems with emails. First, it is poor medium to communicate. Communicating emotion, it relies mainly on facial expressions, emoticon, and other nonverbal cues. So it means that to compensate, people often use emoticons or emojis to convey their feelings, but these are limited on their ability to convey complex emotion. Second, it reduces politeness and respect. Emails ease of use may also encourage people to send messages without considering their tone or the potential impact on the recipient, leading to unintended rudeness. Third, it is a poor medium for ambiguous, complex, and novel situations. Complex issues often require real-time discussion, brainstorming, or clarification, which can be challenging through email. Fourth, it contributes to information overload. In short, sorting through a crowded inbox to find critical messages can be time-consuming and overwhelming. In summary, while email is a valuable communication tool, it has limitations when it comes to conveying emotion accurately, maintaining politeness, handling complex situations, and managing information overload. It's essential to be aware of these limitations and choose the appropriate communication medium based on the context and the nature of the message you want to convey.
What is email correspondence? Email correspondence refers to the exchange of messages and information through email between two or more individuals or organizations. It is a digital means of communications that allows for quick and efficient sending and receiving of written messages, files, and documents. Email correspondence can be used for various purposes, such as personal communication, business communication, professional networking, or customer support. According to ASA 2003 state that email is appropriate for short, rapid communication. Therefore, it is not enough for conveying large amount complex information. However, there are instances when emails become formal and professional. Means that ASA 2003 suggests that email is most suitable for short and quick communication. It may not be sufficient for conveying a large amount of information or complex ideas due to its inherent limitation in formatting and presentation. However, there are instances when email can still be used in a formal and professional manner. This could include sending formal announcements, memos, or official documents that require a written records and can be easily distributed to multiple recipients. In such cases, email can serve as convenient and efficient communication tool even in more professional settings.
Tips for effective business. First, proper salutation should demonstrate respect and avoid mix-ups in case a message is accidentally sent to the wrong recipients. For example, Dear Mr. Smith, there's respectful and specific salutations ensure that the message is directed to the intended recipients and maintain a professional tone. Second, subject line should be clear, brief, and specific. Third, close with a signature. Fourth, avoid abbreviations. Fifth, be brief. 6. Use a good format. 7. Reread, reverse, and review. Catch and correct spelling and grammar mistake before you press send. 8. Reply promptly. 9. Use reply all sparingly. 10. Avoid using all caps. 11. Test lengths. And last, email ahead of time if you are going to attach large files.
Netiquette. Some 15 years ago, when the internet was a new phenomenon, Virginia Shea laid out a series of ground rules for communication online that continue to serve us today. Netiquette is the set of rules and guidelines for communicating effectively and respectfully online. It is important for individuals in the workplace to be conscious of these rules in written communication materials such as emails, instant messages, and social media posts. Applying etiquette can assist in maintaining a professional image, avoiding misunderstandings, and fostering positive relationships with colleagues and clients. Examples of etiquette practices include being clear and concise, refraining from using all caps or excessive punctuation, avoid offensive language or comments, and responding promptly to messages. For the last topic is Virginia Shia's rules of etiquette. First, remember the human on the other side of the electronic communication. Second, adhere to same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life and know where you are in cyberspace. Third, be forgiving of the other people's mistakes. Fourth, respect other people's time and bandwidth. Fifth, make yourself look good online. 6. Share expert knowledge. 7. Keep flame wars under control. 8. Don't abuse your power. And 9. Respect other people's privacy. Virginia Shea's Rules of Etiquette is a book that outlines essential guidelines for proper online etiquette. It highlights the importance of respecting others in online communication. Some of the rules include being mindful of tone and language, using proper grammar and punctuation, avoid excessive use of capital letters, refraining from spamming or sending chain emails, and respecting others' privacy and personal information. Thinking before posting or sharing content and being forgiving of of the mistake of the others. And these rules serve as a foundation for cultivating a positive and respectful online environment. So that was all the topic of this creative presentation report entitled Written Communication Materials for the Workplace. Thank you for watching.